Defense highlights Mia's birthday gift to Combs. This is psychological abuse. On November 4th, 2014, Sean Combs turned 45. For his birthday, Mia created a personal scrapbook and included a handwritten card, which was shown to the jury in court. The message began with, "Happy 45th birthday, Puff Daddy," written in bold red letters. It continued in black ink. "Puff, sometimes life moves at such a rapid pace that you forget to enjoy the present. I hope today gives you a moment to reflect and truly take it all in." The scrapbook featured magazine clippings from 1991 to 1999. "I hoped they'd bring back good memories," the card explained. In response, Attorney Steele challenged her with, "The man you say ruined your life. This is what you wrote too." "Him? That's psychological abuse," Mia replied from the stand. Steele pressed further. "How were you able to see anything positive in Mr. Combs after the experiences you described to the jury?" "It was easy," Mia answered. "When things were good again, I felt thrilled. I was constantly seeking his approval. It was an abusive relationship," she explained further. "I was young, manipulated, and trying to survive. I'm only now starting to unpack all of this through therapy. Back then, no one ever told me it was wrong. No one around us even reacted to his behavior." Steele's cross-examination intensified. "Isn't it true Mr. Combs never forced himself on you in a non-consensual way?" he asked. "What I've said here is the truth," Mia responded. Steele followed up. "Then why? If you were being assaulted and your sister-like friend was being abused, did you make him a scrapbook?" referring to Cassie Ventura. "Because it's far more complicated than you're making it seem," Mia replied. "Talk to any advocate for abuse victims. They'll explain it better than I can." After Mia testified that working with Sean Combs left her with complex, severe PTSD, the defense sought to challenge her account by presenting a contrasting narrative through her social media history. Defense attorney Brian Steele showed the jury a series of enthusiastic posts Mia had made over the years, many featuring photos with Combs. In them, she praised him as a legend and thanked him for being a friend, despite her allegations that he had subjected her to repeated sexual abuse during the same time frame. Steele pressed her on the apparent contradiction. "That's the person who traumatized you?" he asked. "Yes," Mia responded. "Physically?" "Yes." "Sexually?" "Yes." "That's the legend?" Steele continued. "Yes," she affirmed. Steele then referenced a post dated November 4th, 2015, Combs' birthday, which he referred to as the anniversary of when he assaulted you. Mia testified, "I didn't see that day as a celebration." "How is that not a significant date to you?" Steele asked. "It was Puff's birthday. That's all I could let myself remember. I buried the rest," she said. In the post, Mia had referred to Combs as a legend king, bad boy for life, and thanked him for showing me the path to Pluto and beyond. Steele questioned, "So you're telling this jury you just put aside that you were assaulted?" "Yes, absolutely," she replied. "You put aside the time you were forced to stay awake for 5 days, even after becoming physically ill?" "Yes." "You put aside when Mr. Combs came into your room and did what you've described?" "Yes," she said quietly. On November 4th, 2014, 5 years after Mia says Sean Combs first sexually assaulted her, defense attorney Brian Steele pointed to a social media post in which Mia wished Combs a happy birthday. The caption read, "Thank you for being the good kind of crazy. Thank you for being a friend and for bringing new friends into my life." Steele pressed her. "By this point, you've already told the jury you had endured a great deal of trauma from him, correct?" "Yes, I had," Mia replied. "But again, when the highs were high, the good felt really good." Steele followed up. "You've testified that Mr. Combs' sexual abuse contributed to your emotional damage. Is that right?" "Yes," she answered. "It was one of the many ways he harmed me." Steele emphasized the timing. "On the 5th anniversary of that alleged abuse, you publicly post a message saying, 'Thank you for being the good kind of crazy?'" "Yes," Mia said. "I wanted to highlight the good moments. And honestly, back then, people didn't post negative things on Instagram. That wasn't the culture." "Why would you publicly praise someone you say took your happiness?" Steele asked. "That was the world I was living in. Those were the only people I interacted with. Promoting him wasn't a choice. It was a requirement," she explained. "It was a confusing cycle of highs and lows." Mia told the court that during this period, she was isolated from family and friends. "I didn't have time, and I needed permission for everything I did." The defense also brought up posts from Burning Man, where Mia had previously testified that Combs coerced her into taking ketamine. One post from 2015 read, "Watching the man burn with the man who introduced me to it all? We love you." "You've testified that Mr. Combs forced you to take drugs? Do you remember saying that?" Steele asked. "Yes, I do," Mia confirmed. "And yet, in that post, you're thanking him and others for another incredible experience?" "Yes," she answered. When Mia explained that she tried to suppress her trauma, Steele referred to her earlier testimony about Combs allegedly slamming Cassie Ventura's head into a bed frame. "How do you forget something like that?" Steele challenged. "You don't," Mia responded, "but you're punished if you react. You become too afraid to bring it up again." During cross-examination, defense attorney Brian Steele questioned Mia about several of her social media posts in an effort to cast doubt on her claims that Sean Combs caused her lasting trauma. One post from October 2013 showed a smiling Combs inside a coffee shop. The caption read, "Just #1 guy on the Forbes list getting me a vanilla latte. No big deal." Steele pointed out, "That was about 4 years after you say Sean Combs traumatized your life, correct?" "Yep," Mia replied. Then Steele brought up a post dated November 4th, 2013. It featured Mia in a hospital gown, pretending to give birth, with Combs standing nearby dressed as a doctor. The caption read in part, "Thank you for always letting me give birth to my dreams." "You chose that image?" Steele asked. "Mm-hmm," Mia responded. "And Mr. Combs is playing the doctor, delivering a child. Is that right?" "That's the character, yes." "It was from a comedy sketch Andy Samberg directed. I was proud to be in something funny," she explained. Steele noted the date of the post was exactly 4 years after the night Mia says Combs first assaulted her at the Plaza Hotel. Another post showed Mia in a tutu standing beside Combs. Steele remarked, "It looks like he's holding his private part in his hand." "If that's what you see, I guess so," Mia replied. "And this was the image you selected to share publicly?" Steele pressed. Yeah," she said. "But I didn't want my friends or family to know what I was really going through. I was hiding my pain." Steele then referenced a post from November 10th, 2013, which showed a group lounging in Combs' backyard pool. The caption read, "The reason I never made it out last night." "All of this, you did voluntarily?" Steele asked. "Yes," Mia confirmed. In December 2016, when Mia was informed Sean Combs wanted to dissolve his Revolt Films and that her employment would end, she texted Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram, saying, "I'm going to myself. My life is over." Frantic messages from Coram that were read in court followed, including, "You can't make a statement and then not answer your phone." Eventually, Mia responded over text, "I can't sleep and I'm not okay. I don't understand how to make this pain go away. It hurts so damn bad." Defense attorney Brian Steele asked, "Isn't this great? You're away from your abuser?" Mia testified, "In hindsight, fantastic. But at the time, the worst thing ever." She told the court working for Combs represented the only world I knew for 24 hours a day for 8 years. It's like dog years. That's all I knew. So it was very overwhelmingly horrific. She testified she felt it being ripped away without explanation. Steele's cross-examination will resume Monday. Once Mia's testimony is over, the next witness is expected to be radio and podcast personality Enrique Santos. 3 weeks of testimony from 21 witnesses in the trial against Combs has concluded.